And I always tell people just find one or two runner and keep going through the numbers and find somebody you can work with. She's found an amazing, the last 6 months that are running and doing an amazing job. She never quit. Adrian and George Ruiz. By the way, wow. Adrian and George, I'm going to say this. Adrian says he used to call on George with his amazing accent would say, Daniel calls me and talks dirty to me. That was his way of saying talks trash. People have heard me joke about that. So one day, Adrian says, it's really awkward, Daniel, but my husband says that you called him and talked dirty to him. I said, I've never talked dirty to George. This was a while back, but I have talked trash to him. But in Venezuela, I guess talking trash means talking dirty. So, George, I swear he wakes up thinking about network marketing at 5:30. Lives it, eats it, breathes it. Adrian eats it, lives it, breathes it. They have a passion for it. Adrian has a passion for helping people, a passion for other people. Give them the reasons that they can. Jessica's a rock star. Who knows Jessica? I couldn't be more proud. She's had a lot of success in the industry before here, and she chose to come here. Couldn't be more proud of what she's done and the team you're building. And she said something interesting to me I'll never forget. She said, my girls at home, because she's been a single mom, she said, my girls are saying, Mom, we didn't think you ever worked. And the reason they said that is she had a massive residual check from another company. They just got to experience the trips and the lifestyle and the amazingness, and they thought that the money just came in the mailbox every week and she didn't do anything for it. They didn't see all the years she spent grinding. And so her kids are saying, hey, Mom, you're back at work. She's doing an amazing job. Please give Jessica a big hand. I'm going to go back to this end, and then I'm going to come back to the middle. I'm going to go to this end. Renee has done an awesome job. Renee, let me tell you a Renee story I'll never forget that happened in Dallas, Texas. Renee told me I was fat. But she did it in the kindest way. And you know what Renee told me? I'll never forget this. It changed me. I've never told you this. It changed me by the elevator. You know what she said to me? She said, you're part of a nutrition company. Get in shape. And you know what I said? I went upstairs. I wrote in my journal. I'll never forget it. I said, she's right. She said, look the part, feel the part. And I want you to live a long, happy life. You said that to me in the elevator in Dallas. And I never forgot that. Don't ever apologize. I love it. People here to hear the truth. You were speaking the truth to me out of love. I loved it. It was purely out of love. And what I love about Renee is the bar is always up here. She wants to make the company simpler, easier to share, help more people, get it out there. Renee tells it like it is. I love that about you. I'm so proud of you. Give Renee a big hand. Proud. I want you actually, if you'll do me a favor, you always show me a big smile on your face. You do. You've done an amazing job. I want you to share for 60 seconds a tip, because I've heard you twice. It was simple, to the point. I want you to share a tip on it.
First step, help more people get team people get 3 stars first.
Okay. How did you help people get to 3 stars?
Help people if they are positive people, I will help them more. I give them chance, more chance. Yeah. If they go into the system, they are learning, I will help them. If they don't learn, I will let them think about that. Yeah, always. Yeah, that's important in team.
You lead by example all the time. You always show up at everything. How important are the events? How important for your team?
If you don't learn, if you don't go to the system, you cannot, be success. That's important. So if they come in the meeting, come join the program, our 3 program, you see more positive people, success people, you will get the, sense to success.
I love that mindset. I love that.
Yeah.
Please put your hands together. Give her a big applause. Lebo does a fantastic job. Another person always smiling, always positive. I was talking to her right when we broke before lunch. You always have a great attitude. You do, and you're very consistent. I'm very, very proud of you. You've done an amazing job. Please put your hands together. Linda's a 4-star. Again, I have 2 microphones. This is really weird. You've done an amazing job. I didn't know this group before we launched 3. And because of Kim and Samson, their faith and trust, I've got to know some of these amazing leaders. You've done an awesome job. You're building an amazing business. By the way, when will you be 5-star? Will you ask her? I want to know when she'll be 5-star. 6-star. New year. 1 year, 6-star? June? 5-star in June? At the convention in Salt Lake?
Oh my goodness.
Wow. I don't speak a word of Chinese, but she said, what the heck are y'all waiting for? June, 5-star? Okay, tell her June 5-star. I expect her to come up on the stage as a 5-star in June. Give her a big hand. She said, okay, I'll do it. We didn't know each other 2 years ago either. You've done an amazing job. First thing I'm going to ask you is, when are you going to be 5-star?
Maybe before August, because August is my month.
What's your birthday? August what? 16th. I'm the 20th. We're 4 days apart. Let's go. August birthdays. Why wait till August? Why not go June? August is a long ways. Faster to run? Yeah, I don't think you should wait till August. I think if Linda can go 5-star by June, so can you. You think so? Yeah. Ask Linda if she's going to be, who's going to be 5-star first. Do you have anything you'd like to say in response?
Maybe I can, I think I will do my best.
You're doing your best. You're doing an amazing job. Please put your hands together. Please put your hands together for all these amazing 4-stars. You're doing amazing, and so is August. Beautiful jacket, by the way. You're welcome. I would like to share with everybody one tip. If maybe they're a 1-star or a 2-star, or maybe they're one of the 3 stars, but give them one tip on how to hit 4-star.
我可以讲中文吗？
She said sponsor 2.
Yes.
I'll translate.
大家好，我是来自加拿大的杰尼州。我觉得要是帮助一个1星或者2星、3星、上4星，就是带着他们努力的去分享。OK， 谢谢。I think the secret to go to the 3 or 4-star, I just bring my team to share more, share.
Bring them to events and share. Amazing. Please put your hands together. Lance and Tracy, I'm going to say this about Lance and Tracy. It's not going to be easy to say, but I'm going to say it publicly. They have way more talent inside of them than being 4-star. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. I think Lance and Tracy have forgotten more about network marketing than most people know. You're not 4 stars in my mind. You're 6 and 7 stars. I expect you to be in France and Monaco, by the way. surprised anybody clapped. I wouldn't clap for somebody else going on a trip. I was going on. I'm talking directly to Lance and Tracy, nobody else. You have more idea than that. I know you do. And Lance had, most people don't know, Lance had a massive heart attack a couple years ago, and I think it changed his perspective on priorities. But I know he's got a lot of experience and wisdom to give to people. And Tracy, you've got a lot of experience and wisdom to give to people. And you've done a great job. And I'm proud of you. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm proud of you for being a 4-star, but I know you guys are 6 and 7 stars. And I know you will be. I want you to put your hands together for Lance and Tracy. Come on up here. You're always smiling, by the way. Seriously. You guys are always smiling. You guys look so nice. I want you both to share for 60 seconds how to go 4-star.
I would say our product is the best in the world, and if you don't try, you lose or you miss a lot of stuff. So, I'm a driver of my life.
He hands the phone to the boss. Here you go.
I would say it's really the best leadership we have in here, the best company, and the best part is we love our team. Our team is the one, is the backbone why we are here.
Your team loves you.
Yes, I love it too. And the best part is the leadership. I really thank Samson, Chloe, and Kimberly for the leadership that they have extended to us. Thank you so
Very
much.
kind. You've done an amazing job. Give them a big hand. I want to say something. You both are always so gracious. You are. You're always so gracious and kind. Thank you. We love you to be as part of 3. I'd like the Wilders to come up last but not least. I want to. Oh, wait, hold on. No, get over here. I didn't see you hiding back there. I'm sorry. Greg, give me just 1 second. How are you? But wait, hold on. Who can translate for you? Because I would like you to give a tip. Let's have someone translate. Will you translate? Please leave over. Let me give you this. How can somebody go 4-star?
人怎么样做到4星呢？
I should work hard.
Hard.
More the time to learn about the 3 and go to the everybody.
That was a deep tip. I need one more tip. Are you ready for this? You can't be nervous. I want you to relax, and I want you to share with everybody why are you in this platform and community? Why are you in 3?
Can you look at my hand? Okay.
She said the reason I'm in 3 is you have to look at my hands and look at how different they look because of the product. Walking testimony. I want to invite the Wilders up, and before I do real quick, I want to say something. Are we an Asian company? Are we a North American company? All that talk that I have to address too often. I'm not going to do it after today's event. I specifically wanted some of our wonderful Asian family to share for one reason. Most of their businesses are not overseas, they're right here in America, and most of them don't speak the native tongue and language here, and they've gone out and built. And yet there's a lot of people in America saying, I don't know who to talk to or how to talk to. I don't know how to talk to anybody. How do I talk to a prospect? How do I talk to them? What would I say? I would say, you got a group of people up here that don't speak the local language. Their demographic's much smaller before they even have to talk to you, and they hit 4-star. No excuse for you guys who speak English. I know it's pretty blunt, but there's no excuse. It's 300 million English-speaking Americans out of 335, 40 million people. Your prospects walked by you in the elevator this morning. They walked by you at Dunkin' Donuts. They walk by you each and every day. I couldn't be more proud of this group. Please give them a big hand. I want the Wilders to share a tip. A, why are you here at 3? And B, what's a tip to go force them?
I would just say there's two things I'd like to say. Is one, and most of you probably know this, maybe you one-stars need to listen to this, but don't prejudge anyone. Anybody is open to this opportunity. They may say no up front initially. They may say no forever. But don't prejudge anyone. Talk to everybody about this opportunity, about these amazing products, and about the amazing corporate team. We don't talk about the corporate team out in the real world very often, but we got the most amazing corporate team. I've been in executive sales leadership for over 40 years. I've never had a CEO that cared about a company like this guy does. It's pretty amazing. Actually, I won't take too much time, but our direct sponsor isn't with us anymore. We didn't know anybody on our team before we came here. This one and her team are the reason we're still here. My challenge to you is that if somebody on your team was thinking about leaving, would they stay because of you?
Yeah.
Gut check. I'm trying to be that person. She's trying to be that person. My amazing wife, Dana, 39 almost years. She would tell you I've never seen a microphone that I didn't like. So it was just
I'm not a microphone person, but I just put my trust in God, and I feel like I've been praying for this company for about 20 years because we've dealt with, multi-level companies before, and little this, little that, hadn't made anything, but we've prayed about it for the past 5 years for something to come along. And look, here we are.
Please give all of our wonderful board stars a big hand. I blew up the agenda, by the way. We have an agenda. Now you're supposed to go from corporate, so I'm here to the corporate team's going, dude, what's this guy? Load it up. We're going to be here for a while, because there's nothing more important that we do than recognizing people for their hard work. It's the single most important thing. I want you guys to give them one more hand, please. Love you guys. Proud of you guys. Do we have any 5 stars in the house? Any 5 stars here? More is in the house. These are our amazing 5 stars that are here in attendance. The North American leadership for our 5 stars. Couldn't be more proud of them. By the way, I want to say this. Holly, come on. Mrs. Consistency, I call her. Who knows Holly? Holly's like no excuses. Holly is just out excuses day in and day out. But when people say, does social media work? Yes. Do meetings work? Yes. Do more meetings work? Yes. More meetings and more meetings work? Yes. Holly just recently went from 4 to 5 star. Holly, I couldn't be more proud of you. Give Holly a big hand. Holly's got a packed group over there. They're big Holly Lamont fans. And I'm telling you, Iowa and St. Louis, Missouri, and some of the Midwest, they might take over the United States. I was telling a group at lunch at the back of the room, watch out, because bye-bye California and Florida and Texas, the traditional states, I think Missouri and Iowa are going to be top of the band. I'm serious. I have no doubt Holly's going to be. By the way, Holly likes the nice brands. She likes to shop. Holly's going to want to go to France and Monaco and do a little shopping. By the way, I'm going to say this about France and Monaco. And I'm probably spoiling a surprise, but that's okay. If you are a 6-star and you're going to France and Monaco, y'all going to have some expensive gifts given to you by this company. I'm serious. The Ritz trip was amazing, but I'm going to... By the way, it's good to live nice. I think some people are ashamed. Oh, you know, why do they need that? They need that because it's like Tony Robbins says. He says, not everybody needs a Rolls Royce, but it's better to arrive at your problems with a little bit of style. Right? So if you're a 6-star in this company, when you arrive in France and Monaco, we might do a little shopping and have a little fun. They got some good stores there. I'm going to treat, look at the car girls. I'm going to treat you guys amazing, but I couldn't be more proud of Holly. I want Holly to share for a couple minutes. How the heck did she go 3-star, 3-star pro, 3-star elite, 4-star, and how the heck is she going through the ranks so fast to now hit 5-star?
Thank you. And I do have my 6-star shirt right here. And there's a 7th right here. I'll post it where everybody can get it. Because once you hit 1-star, you just... Oh. Just colors. Yes. Okay. Let's see. I would say laser focus is one big thing. And no distractions. There's no room for drama. There's no room for any distractions. You go straight. You don't look left. You don't do right. And that's what you have to stay where the fire is. So if there's a fire going on in your team, and if there's not one going on in your team, you need to start one. Don't look at other people and start a fire. Start a fire yourself, and then when the fire is going, you don't leave it. You don't leave it. I mean, I've been away from home, gosh, how long? Oh my gosh, I don't even know. But I've been in a 2nd home and a 3rd home. They're all homes. If I'm around the 3 family, that's a home to me. And you go where the fire is. And if you're at home and you can't travel like that, then you're on Zooms. You're living on Zooms with your people. You're available with your people. So I love making that fire just blaze, and you stick with it. You don't take the foot off the pedal. I think that's one of the things I see. People will be going so strong, and then a vacation comes up or something, and you lose momentum. You guys, the only way to coast is downhill. You don't coast in this business, you go. And so that's a huge piece to my team all here, and everyone on the team, because they're right there with me. It is more meetings mean more money. And meetings are fun. You're gonna hear from me this afternoon, and you'll know that I love to have fun in this business. Like, I wouldn't be doing this all day if it was work. I wouldn't. I do because it's fun. And you've got to be so happy for your people. Be so happy when they get the paychecks. Get so happy when they hit Happy 3. I mean, we're on the tail end of Happy 3 right now. We're on the tail end, people hitting Builder, hitting Happy 3. We're on the tail end of the trip. It's talking with your people. Where are you at? What do you got going on? Being in that fire with them. That's such a key piece of it.
Thank you, Holly. My takeaways were do more meetings. Holly lives by example. She doesn't tell people to go do meetings, she does them. And then her team does them because they watched her do them. My second takeaway is heal your trauma, otherwise you're gonna have constant 24/7 drama. Keep your trauma out of the business. You're running your own people off. They said, man, I don't want to talk to somebody negative. People want light, positive, fun. That was my second takeaway is they follow Holly because people want to go to fun. She has fun parties. The people want to show up. And my third takeaway, and I got the utmost respect for you for this, Holly always, if she brings a suggestion to the company, it's A, been well thought out, and B, it's because it's proven. And what I mean by that is, if she says, hey, if the company could do this, that'd be awesome, it's because she's been out in the field with her leaders for 30 days. She knows what works and what doesn't work. She's never brought me an idea where I said, that doesn't make any sense. Every idea she brings, I go, that makes a lot of sense. Because it's hands-on from being in the trenches with the shovel day in and day out. I appreciate you. Thank you for your leadership. Our next 5 stars is Mark and Jill Yule. And Mark flew up here. Mark was going to be over in Asia for a couple days. And I told Mark, get your butt to Vegas. I wanted Mark to be around the people. Mark's had a lot going on with his family. That's not my place to share with you. But Mark's had a lot going on. And told Mark, I want you in Vegas with the people. I want you close to the fire. Mark's done well and built a lot of things. He's one of the people I was talking about this morning, to be honest with you, when I got so worked up. Mark's got all the skill set and the talent, and he's not, to me, he's not a 5-star. He's a 6 or 7 star. And I've never given up believing he's a 6 and 7 star. I'm proud of him for being 5-star, but I know he's going to be a 6 or 7 star. I'm proud of him for what this industry has done for him and his family, but I want him to do massive things because I know he can inspire and help a lot of people in North America and all over the world right here in 3. Mark, number 1, why are you in 3? I got 3 questions for you. You get 30 seconds per question. Ready? Number 1, why are you in 3? Number 2, the brand new person that's never been in this industry. Take yourself out of your own self and put yourself in the brand new person's seat. 1 tip that you give the brand new person starting today. And number 3, where do you think we're headed?
3 easy questions. 1, my passion in network marketing is about as strong as anyone you'll ever meet, but I like it done the right way, in my opinion. And I'm telling you, I have tremendous faith in my good friend Danny. I've known him probably longer than anybody in this room. Is that a correct statement? And I tell you, he's got a heart for people. He can be intense sometimes. I get that on a regular basis because he knows I can do more, I can be more. We all have seasons in our life, we're not going to get into it, but I've had more stuff happen in my life in the last 3 or 4 years than probably people deserve in a lifetime. But we've had just a lot of stuff. And these last 2-3 weeks have been probably the hardest of my entire life. But Danny wanted me here, felt it very important to be here. I was going to go to Asia and then something happened. So anyway, but off track. But the first one, Daniel is a visionary. He is the hardest working guy that I've ever known in my life. I've known some pretty hard working guys. And his vision is going to take this company where it needs to be, and that is going to be $1 billion and beyond, with the idea that we're going to bless a lot of lives. And that's why I'm here. I love the idea that I can make a difference, speak into people's lives, and help them see stuff that they probably otherwise can't see, and to be able to have the amazing benefits of Dr. Dan, your health products. I don't know that my sister would be here without your products. So I told you that earlier. And to me, that was another big win in my family. So I am just a huge fan of these products. Now, if you're brand new today, go back to simplicity. When you come in, the first and most important thing is your number 1 customer is yourself. You're on SmartShop. Because what we're doing is we're building a long-term legacy company, and it's about everybody on SmartShop. That is the most important thing. That's the team sequence. So the first sequence is you're on SmartShop. The second is go get. I've always, my whole career has been power of 2 to get. I love the 3. I love what you guys did today. Is bringing it back to simplicity. Go get your 3. I love that if everybody just goes out and builds this perfect matrix, just don't quit on yourself, give yourself a year, show yourself some grace. You will get better. Go out, get your 3, and then duplicate it again. This new promotion day, I am fired up. I'm excited, love it. So, did I miss any other questions? All right, I'm good.
Mark a big hand. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to speak to the universe. Your best days are ahead of you, not behind you. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. You're looking great, by the way. You lost some serious weight. You're getting back in shape, kicking butt, and I'm proud of you as a friend. Your best days are ahead of you. That's what I'm going to say to you as a friend. Keena. I'm so proud of Keena. Keena always shows up with a big giant smile on her face. And Keena always shows up and goes up, doesn't matter what she's going through. She always, every event, she shows up. I see her over in Indonesia, Malaysia, Hong Kong, and Las Vegas. It doesn't matter the city or the state or the country, she's there. And she's a 5-star. I watched her, by the way. She was one of these people at the very beginning of our launch in May in Salt Lake. I met Keena. She had a white 3 shirt on. She was branded. By the way, brand yourselves. It's so important. Wear your swag, wear your gear, brand yourself. It's your business. Big difference between a business operator and a business owner. If you're going to be a business owner and you want to drive a big business, don't ask your team to brand themselves and wear swag if you're not willing to do it. But she had a white 3 shirt on the first time I met her. And I watched her go 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, and she just blew through the ranks. She's done an amazing job. Keena, 2 questions for you. One, I didn't know you before. You knew Samson and their leadership from the previous community. But number one, why did you choose 3? And number 2, what is a tip for everyone that might know you? They might not have any relationship or ever talked to you before. What would be a tip on how to build a 5-star business?
2 minutes.
My why is because of my leader, Kim Hui, and all of the leaders that I know from the previous platform. Wherever she goes, I will follow. And I want to share with all of you that today is a leadership training. As a leader, whenever we have already made a decision, no matter what happens from left, right, up, and front, down, just focus on your goal. Previously, every time I travel, I come back home, I break down and cry tremendously. And then I took a month to pick up myself, puzzle back, and I get on the plane and travel again. Over and over again for 13 years. And I have some achievements. And here in Tree, the same thing. I want to share with all of you that something happened in March, that I have some personal thing that got into divorce. But at that time, I'm still traveling, and then followed by the expedition tour to 4 countries. And in the middle of the travel, something happened from home. And it's either that I terminate my 4 countries, so many hotels was booked, and also all the plane tickets, I decided to either stop that tour or fly my children out to follow me to the tour. So in the end, I flew them out to follow me. And I would say that anything happens, you have to still focus. There's a lot of reason for us, but when you have a reason why here, why this time, and why Tree, all that is not any matter to you. So with that, I want to say that network marketing industry has saved my life. If I didn't say yes to it 13 years ago, and something happens to my marriage now, I'm single, I can tell you, I will cry and cry and cry without anything. But here with Tree, I am on a safety net. I'm so secure, and I have my family here, mentor, and also the leadership. It is amazing. I am full of hope, and I am very cheering, and I know with Tree, I will grow bigger, faster, and we will soar high together. Thank you.
Proud of you, Kina. My biggest takeaway was hope, and you keep the commitments that you made. You keep your commitments to your commitment.
Yes.
I've watched you. You could have canceled. I bet anybody in here, including myself, would have been tempted to say, I'm not going to go to those countries, those 4 countries. And yet, you show up for your team. I appreciate you. Love you. Give Kina a big hand. I had like my list of people in Tree that are like the most positive, and I could name you 15, 20 people that are always smiling and positive, but Tony might go to the top of the list. I mean, seriously. When you see him in the lobby, he's high-fiving you. He's low-five, and he's smiling, he's jumping up here. Tony, you're always so positive. You're like a ball of positivity and energy, but I want you to share with everybody a tip. Why are you here in Tree? Why this platform? And what is a tip that they can go 5-star too? I'll say it this way. Why do so many people believe in what you're doing? How have you built this amazing team?
I think the most important is your own belief system. This is what Samson keep teaching us. You get what you think. You think you are tiger, you are tiger. So the second thing is, how do I from there come here? It's very simple. If you've done something right, God will send right people to you. This working, our mentor King said it on January 17, 2023. Before 3 nights. That helped me a lot when I've been through up and down. So he empowered me a lot. So how can I lead so many people to hear? Is most important is you got to believe he can do it, and he will keep it doing this. Last year, I moved 1 person to here, and today I bring 26 people to here. So the beauty for you guys,
I want you to stand up if you're on Tony's team. Stand up.
so I built it for you. If you are believe, you are good people, you are good person, someday, sooner or later, you will come to here.
Give Tony a big hand. I'm proud of you. You've done an amazing job. The last thing I want to say is I expect you, and you to be in France and Monaco. I'm serious. You got plenty of time. Who on Tony's team would love to see Tony in France and Monaco? Because you know what? If Tony goes to France and Monaco on a future 6-star trip, he's going to have a bunch of his team with him on that 6-star trip. I want you in France and Monaco, you in France and Monaco, you must be in France and Monaco. I know you're going to be. 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 Please give our 5 stars a big hand. Thank you, guys. Next up, I'd like to invite all of our 6-star directors. If you're a 6-star, here in 3, please come up. Samson Lee from the back of the room. Who likes Samson's chicken and tiger? Chloe, come on up. Where's Hefty and Leah? All these Florida crowds who left Oklahoma and moved to Florida. Hey, Corbin wants to look like Dr. Dan. Look at his pants. Dr. Dan, why are you clapping and encouraging this behavior? We're going to go with Corbin last. Unbelievable. Holly, I feel bad for you. You put up with a lot. I want to start with Hepping. I have the utmost respect for Hepping and Leah. First off, Hepping is, I don't want to say this in front of everybody, but I'm going to say he's 70 years old, he looks like he's 55. Seriously. There's a lot of people who make a lot of excuses, and Hepping never has in 2 years. He came over here, he's gone out, traveled the world. Him and Leah built an amazing business. I've gotten to know him. He's the consummate professional. He's done such an amazing job. And you're going to hear from him. He's going to go into more detail. But I want him to share for a minute or two on number 1, Y3. I know part of Y3. Y3. And number 2, what's a tip for the brand new person, Hepping? They're going to hear on, Hepping's going to talk about how to talk to a professional, how to talk the language that they, but what's a tip for the brand new? You were brand new 12, 13 years ago, never done this industry. What's a tip for the new person?
I think the most important is you find where you are in your life journey. What do you want to have in your future? So if you understand that, then you look for some opportunities which can give you a chance to give you a life transformation. So actually, 40 years ago, I found my new challenge because I'm getting old and I'm afraid of have health problem. And second, my traditional business is getting hard to make money. So I want to change. And finally, I find an opportunity which can help us to change that. So I got it. 2 years ago, I met the 3 because the same problem, same challenges still existed. Only 3 give us a solution can solve the problem in health and wealth. So I fully joined in. And after 2 years, I saw my team fast developed and 3 business in 15 countries and regions market got fast developed. So I think that's value. Yeah. For most of people, new people, don't focus on the price, but but focus on the value. Behind the price of the product, there is a huge value in this opportunity.
Thank you, Happy. I want to say something that I have a sincere, tremendous amount of respect for, similar to what I said with Holly DeMott. Epping in 2 years, I think it's very important that we get feedback, and Tyson is part of this feedback now with the corporate team. I think it's very important. I want to get rid of the line between corporate and the field. And I hear so many CEOs and industry executives say, oh my gosh, I can't believe you listen to the field so much. And I say, you guys just don't even get it. You can learn everything you need in business by opening up a lemonade stand and talking to 10, 11-year-olds at a lemonade stand to see if it tastes good, feels good, if it's a good product. I want to listen to my leaders to know if we have good products. I want to listen to them on suggestions. Feedback is critical. It's not important, it's critical to what we do. And Epping over the last couple of years has always brought us tremendous feedback. And I thank you for that. Epping wants this company to be a 12 out of 10. And he's always saying, here's what I think we could do different. Here's how I think we could do this in the U.S. Here's what I think we could do in Hong Kong. I appreciate all that you do, and I appreciate your hard work and who you are. Please give Epping and Lee a big hand. This next gentleman you heard from the Chicken and the Tiger. I like when he did the bend it over like a chicken. That was my favorite. But Samson, you got really raw today, which I really appreciate. You talked about, I don't think most people actually know your whole story, which you shared with your father and being a trade, just everything, being a trade, he was in the finance world. There were some ups and downs. Then Samson's an auctioneer, he opens a furniture bay, he's got a lot of, Samson had some ups and downs. But to be in your mid-30s, Samson could have said, it's done, it's over for me, I quit. This is where I'm at, I'm gonna go get a job and I'm done. He didn't. He met Kim, and Kim taught him a lot, and the rest is history, and he's achieved a ton for his family. So I want you to put yourself in a brand new person's shoes. Brand new. They've been in 1 week. They've never been in this industry. They don't know what to say. They don't know what to do. This whole thing's overwhelming. What do you tell a brand new Samson Lee a decade and a half later, if you're going back to your brand new first week, first month, what would you say?
I should have talked to my sponsor and the leader more to get direction. You know what I found over the years, and when I look back, I did not have clarity in what I want. Until I had that clarity, I was distracted. When I did have the clarity, I was focused. So for example, my first company, I made part-time money, and that was very part-time. But I saw other people make a lot. I missed my chance. And when that chance came around again, I said, no way. I'm gonna quit. I quit all, at that time I was an auctioneer, I quit all my auction jobs. Burned my bridge to go full-time into the industry. Not knowing how much I'm gonna make. But I not believe, but I know one thing. I'm lucky to have worked with Kim. And many of us, all of you are very lucky that we are together. How about leaders with heart, leaders with experience, open to share? What I found out that it's not even the company, it's who you join that matters. That is actually my philosophy in business now. And I realized that. So I just went all in. I said, okay, whatever Kim said, I say. Whatever she do, I do. Let me just try. If I know 10% of what she makes, maybe I can make 10%. Well, or what she knows, maybe I can make 10% of what she makes. That's all I thought. And I went at it. It wasn't easy. It took me a while, but when it gets going the right way, it's beautiful. What if you could double your income every 6 months? That's possible in this industry. But even more than that down the road. You know, we have an amazing opportunity here. And you know, there's so much to share. And that 20 years ago me, I had no idea. I was that chicken. Only see what's in front of me. Until I looked up, oh my God, the sky is so big. That's how it is. Thank you.
your best days are ahead. Kim didn't teach you what she's taught you over the last decade and a half so that you can plateau. And you're not, by the way. His team's exploding and growing like crazy. But Kim's taught you everything so you can teach the next generation and teach the next generation. By the way, I love this industry. I don't know of anything else that you can pass on and create the legacy that you do here. And you're part of Kim's legacy, and I love what you said about us, the people. I have a good friend in the leverage buyout private equity space. I learned something from him 5 or 6 years ago. He said, when I go in to buy a company, I never look at their balance sheet of the dollars and cents and the profit. He says, I never look at it my first 2 to 3 meetings. I said, what are you talking about? You're like, that's what you're supposed to do when you buy companies. He said, no. I meet the executives and the team and the employees. But he said, I don't want to buy a pig in a poke. I don't want to buy a company that looks good on paper and I get in there and it's a mess. I want to meet the people. Samson had the guts to follow Kim, and Kim had the guts to pour into Samson year after year. I'm proud of you both. Couldn't be more proud of you. Thank you for listening. Chloe's at dinner last night. I'll say this about Chloe. I love Chloe. Chloe's at dinner last night. There was just a small group of us. My wife, by the way, my wife is the best. My wife is so disciplined. She is awesome. She gets up in the morning. She's at the gym. It's like the other 2 mornings ago, 4:30 in the morning. Normally it's 5:30, 5:45. 4:30 in the morning. My wife, 10:30. She's like, I'm done. Well, it's an hour late in Utah. She was awesome enough to fly in, but last night she's exhausted. It's super late. We're having dinner. And Chloe, we're in this amazing dinner with great food out there. We're sitting there, we're having fun, a good conversation, just having a great time. And Chloe grabs her purse and says, I'm out of here. Something wrong with Chloe? She said, yeah, I'm going to work with my team. I gotta go. Chloe, it's like 10:30 at night. She's out here with her team. And Kim turned to me and said, Chloe never stops. She's always working with her team. That's a real life story from last night. While most people were either sleeping or partying, Chloe says, how do I help and serve my people? She doesn't treat her team like a team. She treats her team like a family. And I've watched it. I couldn't be more proud of her for hitting 6-star. Chloe, you're brand new. You didn't have to do this. You had all the material stuff. Her husband's been very successful, Frank, who she kicked out, by the way, because she said, unless you sponsor your first 10 people, you're not welcome to the next 3 of them. Just kidding. I was on the phone with her this week on WhatsApp. I called her on WhatsApp this week. I said, is Frank coming to Las Vegas? She says, no, he doesn't have his first 10 people. No, she treats her team like her family. I couldn't be more proud of her. I want you to share. You didn't have to do this. Tell us about the community aspect and how much the community and your team and the family means to you. Why is that so important?
I'm the person who talk with people. But before this industry, I don't. I like the people, but I just don't know how to communicate with people. But after I'm in this platform, I learn a lot, I grow a lot. I try to help the people, when I help the people, I feel I'm very happiness. I can feel I'm a person, I'm useful. So I can help the people what they want. If the people get they want, I will get what I want. So that makes me have a sense of the achievement I never had before. So I treat the people, right now it's really a chaos world. Every people, just care about themselves. But we are lucky. We are the family, the 3 families community is always help the people, try to teach us how to help the people, to make the world is beautiful. So why? So I love this culture. So if we have same culture in this company, we can build the world is beautiful. That's why I'm treating our team everywhere. Even the people you are not belong to my team, so I'm willing to help when I meet the people if you have some question. So this is why I'm with the industry. Because we have the best CEO and the #1 leader Kim and Samson with us together. We are so lucky.
Please give Chloe a big hand. You've done such an amazing job. So proud of her. All over by the way, if you're building in Iowa and you've never been to Asia, it's perfectly fine. I'm going to light, I say we, but I am going to give it my all. Tyson's going to give it his all. Holly and Portland, Samson, Chloe, Holly DeMont, Mark Ewell, Hepping and Leah, all of our amazing leadership, we're going to give it our all. We're going to light the United States on fire. So if you're up here and you're going, well, that's great, Chloe travels the world. That's great, she's got a team over there. I'm in Iowa, I'm in Florida, I'm in Wisconsin, what do I do? Here's what you do, you talk to your neighbor. Here's what you do, you start your first meeting. Here's what you do, you go get your team to do their first meeting. Holly and Corbin have been blowing my phone up the last 3 weeks all over the U.S. saying, look at the meetings we're doing. Here's the video. Here's the meeting we just left. Kim Wee's been blowing my phone up. She blew my phone up this week and she says, here's another meeting back to back in Sedona. Here's what we're doing. Before, she never had a team in Sedona because it was her getaway. It was her private little sanctuary. She says, I believe in this company so much I introduced it to some people, the Gary Wardens of the world, and Linda Rogers and different folks. She says, I'm gonna build a group right here in my backyard in Sedona, and she's done it. I was there a couple weeks ago. We had a packed house. It was awesome. I say that to say we're gonna light the United States on fire. I don't care if you're in Sedona, Milwaukee, Chicago, Dallas, Minneapolis, Des Moines, St. Louis, Orlando. Listen, when I'm going to speak it, we're going to light the United States on fire. We are going to have a massive Asian business. We're going to have a massive Canadian, U.S., North American business. And I'm not convinced, nobody can convince me of this, because I've watched multiple companies go do 40 and 50 and 60 million a month right here in the U.S. No one can convince me that we can't hit momentum in both places globally at the same time. No one. By the way, it's a rare feat. In Kim's previous platform, North America was a little bit smaller, Asia was bigger. In some companies, they have a big North American takeoff, but the owners are Caucasian and don't listen to what works in Asia, and it's an absolute disaster. I want to listen to what works in Asia. I want to listen to what works in Iowa. I want to listen to what works in Florida. I want to hit momentum globally with this platform at the same time all over the world. So that when we have an event like this, it's a leadership event, there's 2,000 or 3,000 people. I didn't say a convention, I said leadership event. And when we go to Asia and we have a leadership event, not a convention, but a leadership regional, we have 2,000 or 3,000 people. We're going to light both markets on fire simultaneously, and the 4 stars, the 5 stars, and the 6 stars are a massive part of that, along with our 3-star pro, 3-star elite. I appreciate you guys. Please give Chloe a massive hand for all she did. I want to say this about this next couple. Their best days are ahead. Corbin and I have had some interesting chats the last couple of years. Corbin's had some health challenges. They put in a defibrillator, a pacemaker. He's had some challenges. And Corbin has had a number of health challenges. But Corbin was speaking dirty talk. Corbin will say, oh, got this, got my family set up, done this, I've done this. And it's all past tense. Now, look, they've done an amazing job. I'm proud of them. It's past tense. It's not, hey, we're going to go do this in 25, 26, 27. Corbin's best days are ahead of her. Holly's best days are ahead of her. I think the saddest thing this couple could do, the saddest single thing, and I'm going to say this publicly, the saddest thing they could do is take what they've learned for almost 20 years and not share it with the next group of leaders. I know that when Holly gets with some ladies in a room and there's 20, 25 ladies, I know the fire that can be created. And as Holly DeMont said, you go chase that fire. I know when Corbin's up there telling jokes and being able to relate to anybody because he can talk to anybody, I know that they can be a massive part of what we're doing. They are a massive part of what we're doing. They're going to be a massive part the next year, the next 2 years, the next 3 years, because their best days are ahead of them. Holly and Corbin, what do you tell the brand new person? Corbin told you, stay the heck away from this industry, don't embarrass me at corporate America. I've got a job and all these highfalutin educated friends, get the heck away from me. What are you doing? It's embarrassing. And Holly said, get out of my way, I'm gonna go change our family's life, and she has. What do you tell the brand new person, Holly? Brand new, been in this industry a week, a month. What do you tell the brand new? Maybe it's a lady, maybe it's a single man. What do you tell the brand new person?
Well, first off, it's been a great day so far. Well, so you don't listen to your spouse. That would probably be the first thing. Because if I'm going to listen to Corbin, I'm going to be up here right now. So, and the biggest way you get them on board is you go out and you make some money. And the reason that I am here today is because of the young moms that are out there
You know, every day I'm on the phone with you that are raising young kids and you want to be there to raise them. Because of this industry, because I said yes, because I didn't let the no's affect me and the people who thought I was crazy affect me, we are living a life beyond our wildest dreams. But I owe it to every one of you guys to share that, and I want you to know we've never stopped sharing. So every day, Corbin and I are still recruiting, we're still sponsoring. I've probably sponsored more than most people in the room in the last few months. I don't stop. That's the secret to success. Don't let somebody stop you or hold you back from what your dreams are. Not only do I talk to young moms, but I'm talking to women my age in their 50s who say, I'm still working a full-time job. I want to stay home. I want to retire. I need a 3 to 5 year plan of residual income. Can you help me? Yes. I could be in retirement mode. I chose not to. I partnered with 3 because I knew you'd make a commitment to the field, to the people, for them to have success. I'm standing here today because he's showing that he's committed to all of you out there. We're committed. We're not going anywhere, but it's up to you. We don't know your people. We don't know your friends, your family. You know them. You got to bring them to the leaders and watch what happens.
I gotta say, one of the things that I've struggled with, because we've had amazing success over our 20-year career, is why am I doing this again? I'm being honest. I live in my dream house. I married my dream girl. I have the most amazing children. And where my son just got engaged, I'm debt-free. And I told Daniel this on the cruise, or on the yacht trip. I said, dude, I just don't have that thing. I love what I do. I love going out and doing the meetings, but I gotta have a thing. And I got down on my knees and prayed, God, I need to know why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because this is peaks and valleys, isn't it, guys? Peaks and valleys. And when you're in a valley, you gotta know why you're doing it. And then it came to me. I'm not doing it for Holly and I anymore. I'm doing it for the people that believed in us, and I'm doing it for my children. And when it gets tough, that's what you got to remember. And that's my new walk. Is man, like Holly said, all these moms, we're out doing meetings like crazy. These ladies are coming up to Holly saying, I want what you have. And these men are coming up to me saying, what? I need to know the secret sauce. I said, very well, first of all, but they just want to know, what can they do? And I'm just here to tell you guys, if we want momentum in the United States of America, quit. You know, I always hear this, when's this country opening? When's that country opening? Texas just opened. Florida just opened. Iowa just opened. If you guys want to change your lives forever, more meetings means more money. There are not enough meetings going around. How do we know? Because we go out and we're meeting with people and they're saying, there's no meetings in our area. Then why aren't you doing them? You are the leaders in this room. If you want what we all have accomplished and what we all have done, you have to make a commitment, a 3 to 5 year commitment. Because when we hit momentum, you're going to start making more money than you've ever made in your life. It is crazy when momentum happens. And for those of you that keep saying, oh, it's an Asian company, or you're, oh, we've heard this is an Asian company, let me share with you. Our first company went to $984 million in year 3, and 80% of it was in the good old US of A. So let's quit using excuses and go bust our asses and put the USA at the top of this company. Let's go.
Thank you, Holly and Corbin. By the way, when I talk about what they're doing in the future, they're a ton of fun to be around. And they dumb it down, they make it simple, they make it believable, and they're sincere. I love Holly and Corbin, they're doing an amazing job. I want you to give them a big hand. I love your message, Corbin, I love your message, Holly. And I want to say about these guys, go up and grab them in the hallway. Ask them what you need to do to get to the next rank. Ask Chloe how to rank up. Ask Samson, hey Samson, I love what you shared earlier before lunch, but I've got a question specifically about my business. Ask Epping and Leah, how the heck did you guys go 6-star? What do I need to do? Talk to me about, how do I share with this prospect? What do I do? I'm proud of each and every one of them. I want you guys to give them a massive hand. I'd like the Sting Stars to stay up here with us for a minute. I want to recognize one more amazing group of people. Raise your hand for me if you qualified for Happy 3. Raise your hand, qualified for Happy 3. If you qualified for Happy 3, and the promo is almost done, almost finished, but if you've qualified as of today for Happy 3, please come up to the front. Please come on stage. We're going to take a quick picture, Gary. Marco, please. If you've hit Happy 3, come on up to the front. Happy 3, come on up right here to the front if you don't mind. Come on up. We're going to jump down here. We have this beautiful, look at this Owala. We have an Owala here for everyone that hit Happy 3. How cool is this, by the way? Is that cool? Isn't this awesome? How cool is this? I'm going to give, here, Chloe, that's right. Wait a sec, 2 times? She qualified twice for Happy 3. Twice. Wow. 3 times? 3 times? These are all of our wonderful Happy 3 qualifiers, guys. By the way, the promos, 3 things will drive your business quicker than anything. Number 1, how many people you have in the team that hits qualifies for the promo. That's the first metrics. Second metrics is how many people you have at the events. You don't have to be a genius to know that Tony's business is about to explode when he has 2 rows of people standing up and start cheering for Tony. He's going to double and triple the next group, and guess what? His business is going to explode. That's the second metrics. And the third metrics, you guys know what it is. Tyson went over and sharing the app, sharing the data points, and share. For every 5, 1 person enrolls. For every 15, 3 people enroll. Please recognize and give a massive hand to our Happy 3 qualifiers. If all of our wonderful Happy 3 will exit this way, these 2 wonderful ladies, Sophie and Becca, will get each of you your water bottle. We left them in the box for you. That way it's easy to travel in case you want to take it back in your luggage and they don't get smashed in. So we've got some beautiful water bottles for you. Becca and Sophie, they're all yours. Congratulations, guys. Give them another hand. Happy 3. By the way, last but not least, we got Leah up here, our wonderful 6-star who joined us. I want Leah to just take a minute. They've done such an amazing job together. But Leah, you're a 6-star, and you're doing an amazing job. Give people 1 tip on how to hit 6-star.
我们真的要相信，我们自己都可以有一个非凡的人生。所以，我们是在一个打造自己的非凡人生故事的过程里面，我们去一起跟大家一起来打造世界之最。这是我一直鼓励自己。我们有太幸运了，我们有这样超级的老板，有超级的领袖，还有我们超级的科学家，我们一起能创造最新的、最辉煌的成绩。谢谢。
Our wonderful husband Heping will share with you.
She talked too much. Yes, something simple. She said, we must have a strong trust for ourselves. Give us a chance to become a better ourselves. And we're lucky to have so amazing platform, the boss, the leaders, and the technology and chief science director, right? And so just working hard and help more people, then we reach the 6-star director.
Please give Leah a big hand. All of our wonderful 6 stars are going to exit the stage, and I'm going to bring up my dear friend. I don't see where my dear friend's at, Christine Peterson. There she is. Christine and her wonderful husband David came all the way from Colorado. And sharing somebody earlier. By the way, her husband's a former CEO of Amtrak. And my wife made a comment at lunch that I love. My wife said, I think it's so cute that David is so supportive and shows up to support Christine and does such an amazing job. But I want to welcome up Christine. I'm going to say this about my dear friend. So classy, by the way. Christine is number one, consistent and full of a lot of love. But she can be sitting at home doing a lot of things and not being here in Las Vegas on a Saturday. She loves this industry. We She was at the top of that MK company, you know, the pink company. I've joked about this before, but if you're at a convention with the pink Cadillacs and they all look the same, I don't know how anybody finds their car. I've always wondered that, but Christine can be doing a lot of things besides pouring out to not just her team, not just her amazing group, but the whole platform and community. And she's here to share with everybody some tips for success. Please give Christine Peterson a big hand.
I've been in this industry for 43 years, and I'm just getting going. I'm going to outpace all of you. But you know, I'm going to kind of go back to the beginning because I think sometimes people don't understand our industry. And I was probably one of those people. When I grew up, I didn't have a hardship, but I had a mother and father who were college graduates. And I was raised, go to college, do this, go to the university. When I was 16, my mother was speaking at United Nations. I was escorting Eleanor Roosevelt down an aisle. I was her personal page. I was brainwashed into thinking, go to school, do this, follow the rules, be this, do that. And I did. And that was the right thing at that time, but the rules changed. I became a teacher, and I taught school for 17 years. I taught school in the Department of Defense. I lived in Japan for 3 years. I traveled the world. And one day I woke up and I said, I'm 39 years old. I followed all the rules and I'm broke. I lived from paycheck to paycheck. Can anybody relate to that? You did everything right. You went to school, you're in debt. And you still are paying off school debt. Something happened, but you know the world is even changing more so that I'm going to talk about in a second. But thank goodness I had someone reach out to me 43 years ago and said, Christine, I want you to come and hear about this amazing business opportunity. And it was the Mary Kay thing. And I said, I would never do anything like that. I would never drive a pink car, and if I wanted, I'd paint it beige. I had a bad attitude, and it was the attitude. I didn't have enough information about the industry because I had been raised in a different environment. Does anyone relate to that? And that's what you hear. Oh, one of those things. Is that one of those pyramid things? Is that an MLM? You know what I say? But they don't often say that to me anymore. I'll say something like, what do you mean by that? Oh, you know about our industry? Well, you know we have more 6- and 7-figure earners than any other in the world. I'm so glad you know about it. Tell me, what do you do? Oh, you trade time for money. Are you planning to
changed my life. I didn't understand it, but I did know one thing. I love people. I like to help people. I was probably one of these C plus B students. Not that I wasn't too smart, but I was busy socializing and looking at everybody and wanting to have a good time. And but I wasn't like my mother. I was really intimidated. Could I speak in front of the United Nations? Never. I could never be as smart as my mother. But I love people. See, we all have a gift, and you can't compare yourself to where you've been or where you're going. But I love this industry because you can be anyone you want. So when that person offered this to me, I sat back for a moment and said, well, why not? Why wouldn't I give it a try? But what did I hear? I heard my mother saying, go back to school and get your master's degree. Oh, why would you want to do that? And I had to step out and say, I'm going to take a chance. And so I began. I started in a little tiny town called Fallbrook, California. There was not even a hotel. And everybody thought I'd flipped out. And my friend that introduced me to this industry, and this will happen to you, we've heard it already today. When my friend introduced me, she never did do anything in the business. She signed me up, and I said, well, where do I get trained? She says, well, just look in the yellow pages. And so I said, what? I said, okay. So I did, and I drove an hour to train, and I drove it back. And pretty soon I got the vision, just like you were getting with the 3 vision, which will be greater than any other company in the world. I really believe that. I would drive back to my town and say, you won't believe it, there's nobody here, isn't that great? Get in the car. It's just a short trip down to San Diego. Of course it wasn't, it was an hour. But I put them in the car and said, we're going down, we're going to learn, then we're going to come back, and we're going to spread the word through the North County, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And people began to believe me. And they came. And we had our first meetings at a little red schoolhouse in the countryside. Put metal chairs out. You see, nobody follows a parked car. You have to be the leader. You have to believe. Success is a mind game. You have to put the vision out there. You have to believe, and you must show up as a leader. And so I worked all day, and I continued, and 6 months later, I quit my job. After 17 years of teaching, and everybody thought I flipped out. Again, they were the average people, nice people that don't want you to succeed. And I didn't want to be average. I wanted to be more. I wanted to be an example. I wanted to help people. And so we built a big organization, and I built 7 leaders. And guess what? About 2 years later, 3 years, I'm now driving this big Cadillac. I am on these trips, and I'm rolling. And then suddenly I look back, and the 7 leaders are not there anymore. Now this is going to happen to you. You must remember this. There are going to be people that say they're going to be with you, but they don't have the tenacity. They just give up, or if they hit a rough patch, they quit. The losers. Really. They are the ones that are the losers. And you know, I had a defining moment at that moment to say, well, maybe this isn't for me. How many of you have ever thought that? You go, oh, I don't know, this isn't for me. You know, I worked so hard. And I thought, no, I'm not going to let anybody rain on my parade. I'm going to get up and make this happen. And about that time, I moved to Houston, Texas. I moved into a city where there was, everybody moved out, it was an oil bust. I thought, wow, great opportunity. Look at all these people that need me. And so I started warm chattering. I started building. And I, again, cast the vision, and this is what a leader does. You must cast the vision as Daniel is doing. Are we so blessed to have such a visionary leader? And Kim, and Samson, George, and all these wonderful people. You have to cast the vision of where you're going. So, again, I created more leaders, and then I built national sales directors. I became a national. I moved. Antoinette in Dallas. Moving to Chicago, Kimberly, Miriam in Fallbrook, Irene in Seattle, started building. And not only there, went to Mexico. Just like the Asians, I love these stories. You have to be willing to do what others are not. I remember driving into Mexico and riding Futura buses and sleeping on mattresses and floors with mosquitoes flying all around me. But I was in Oaxaca and Mexico City and Tasco and, I just, Cuernavaca, traveling all over and helping a woman become the #1 national in Mexico of Mary Kay. But that changed her life. It helped her. This is not about you. This is about helping enough people get what they want. And when you figure this out, it's not about the money comes, the trips come. That's all the icing on the cake, but it's really about helping your people get what they want. That is the most important thing. And when you see your families and you watch the families be able to send their children to college, to send them abroad, to buy their dream houses, you know you've done your job well. And they pass the torch on. And I love this business. And I built and I built and I built and I traveled. And I did make $1 million a year. I had an amazing career. But in that career, which was a great company, I learned so much, but it was just the beginning. But when you get to the top of that company, they say you have to retire and they buy your business out. So there I was at 65 going, well, now what do I do? Warren Buffett's still retiring. Still working, he's not retiring. Some of the greatest leaders and mentors and human beings on the planet are still giving and serving and helping mankind, aren't they? And I thought, my job is not over. I'm going to look for a new company. So I joined another company. Now I want to show you something, a little tidbit. Because of my earnings on this industry, I was able to live in an exclusive island in Miami called Fisher Island. And I remember when I arrived, no, I didn't make $100 million, but I was one of them. I remember saying to one of the men, and Oprah was my neighbor, and we had billionaires and millionaires, and that was my dream to be on this island because I love the ocean. And one of the fellows said to me, I said, well, I don't have $100 million, but he said, you're one of us, you made it. And I was invited to every party. I went to so many events, and everybody, pretty soon I became the star. What's that Mary Kay lady? Oh, come over here. Well, let's introduce you to Christine. She drives that pink Cadillac. And then they went on and on and on. But I had arrived. When you hang around certain people, but really what Daniel is saying, you move up to another level. And those people who are hardworking and entrepreneurs respect you. I love being in the MLM business, and those people know what we're made of. We're the highest paid people in the world. I love it. Don't you ever diminish your status in being in the networking industry, because I don't know any other industry that you can help so many people. Look what Kim has done, Samson, Chloe. We could just go on through the whole episode. But as I arrived and had to retire, as I told you, I'm repeating myself, I had investments with Warren Buffett, so I would listen to him. He said, you must never stop working. And I thought, that's right. I don't want to retire and die. Did you ever hate that, retire and die? No, not me, I'm not ready to die. I have too much to do. So then I joined another company, a great company, and I traveled to Asia, and I traveled, changed so many lives, working in Indonesia, Taiwan, Hong Kong. In the middle of the night, driving over passes with ruts in the road, stopping in the middle of the night with 3 men with me, protecting me, going into places. But it was adventurous. I changed lives. So many people are affected by your presence and showing up and leading, and you're selling hope. And that's all I did. And I was there 14 years, and I loved it. But the company made some changes, the new owners basically, changed. And so there I was. At the same time, my daughter said, Mom, you need to move to Aspen, Colorado, because the grandchildren need you. The roles reverse. I used to tell her what to do. Now she tells me what to do. And so, along the way, I picked up this guy out of, along the journey. David. He's just great. I met him at Match.com. And so, that's another whole story. You know, they always say, my husband passed away and he said, my daughter says, you need to get a Match.com. I said, well, nobody would be interested in me. I'm 67. I mean, who would be interested? And she says, Mom, there are widowers. There's other people who have been divorced. I went on there, these young men. I said, I'm not a cougar. Please, I'm not a cougar. I'm not, nobody raised a cougar. You know, and then David appeared and he didn't tell me who he really was, just said he was in the railroad business. Well, I didn't know what that meant. I know we're not supposed to be talking about this, but there should be people up here. You know, it doesn't really matter, you know, but you are your age. But he showed up and then he told me, we went out to dinner and he said his title was Hero, looking for a heroine for a romantic movie. Well, being a Pisces, of course, I would love that. And so I went, we had dinner, and then he told me, I said, well, you're in the railroad business. And, well, yes. And then he told me his story. And he said, oh, he grew up in El Paso. And I said, really? Well, and he says, yeah, I was a surveyor. Then I worked through college, and I dropped out. And then they wanted to promote me, and then he said, no, I'd really like to go back and get my master's. And I'm just listening to him at the dinner. You know, I'm thinking, who's this guy? You know, he seems nice. You know, I've seen only 2 pictures, which was against my rule to be on Match.com, because I wanted to really see what kind of house. I didn't want any muscle cars sitting in the pictures, you know. And I didn't of that. I wanted to make sure, you know, and so I know this is not what we're supposed to be talking about. I think everything I'm going to tell you anyway kind of all goes around because we're just one big family. And people say, why do you do this? So that's why I do this. So I have fun. But anyway, David and I, he talked to me. He says, oh yes, I'm like, they said, oh no, you can't. We'd like to promote you. He says, no, I'd rather go back to my master's. And I said, well, where did you get your master's? And he said, oh, at Harvard Business School. And I went, what? Oh my God, I'm a networker. You know, I'm a networker. Well, what do you do? Oh, I was the CEO of Amtrak. I said, what? Oh my God. I said, oh my God, what am I going to do? So the next thing I did, I said, oh my gosh. And then so, good, always good to be a sales lady. Because I then said, he said, well, you know, maybe I have to see you again. And I said, well, yes, when? Always closing. And he said, oh, well, I was thinking next week. I said, no, really, I'm going to New York. You know, you have to act the part. And so then he said, well, maybe tomorrow night. I said, well, yes, why don't you come to my island? And so he said, your island? I said, well, yes. And so, crossing the ferry. And then we went to dinner at the Vanderbilt Mansion, and he gave me a kiss. And I was like, oh, maybe I haven't still, you know. I wasn't too sure. And I don't know how I got off on this today, but you know, really, this is probably all you remember of leadership is my love story. This would make me really happy, you know, and I pulled out one envelope, and he said, I bet you've never seen this. And I said, what is it? And he said, it's real. And it was like $2 trillion, like Zimbabwe. He says, I said, what? I've never seen $2 trillion. He says, no, it's not really real, but it's not worth anything, but it is real. And he says, but no, this other envelope would really make me happy. This is our second date, okay? And then I pull it up, and he says, if you don't want to do this, it's okay. But if you'd like to do it another time. And I pulled it up, and it was a first class ticket to Africa. And I went, I'm going. I'm going. You know, of course, immediately I called my daughter the next day, and they said, you won't believe it, I met this guy in Match.com like you told me to do, and I'm going to Africa. I just, mother, I couldn't flip out. He could be a predator. I said, I hope he is. You know? I've been married to an older man, so it was like, wow, you know? So, anyway, I don't know this, he'll probably be all over me telling me this, but we went off to a great honeymoon, and we've been together ever since. And he's been a great asset. I'm so grateful to have him in my life. Yes, he gave such great wisdom. But the point is, I have the flexibility being a networker. I can take off and go anywhere. Right. You know. But you know what he said to me one day? He says, actually, I said, well, you know, I'm just a networker, and you're the CEO in Harvard MBA. He says, well, you know what? You made more money than me. And I made over 20 million plus, you know, not anything like him, but still gonna do it. That's what's exciting to me, and that's my whole point. When that other kind of company shut down, I had to move to Aspen. I took David with me. Come on, we're going. And so he came along, and I was sitting on the mountain going, well, now what? You know, I was still getting all these nice messages from Asia and from the different parts of the country. I didn't have a company really to represent, and I was going, I'm gonna just sit here and die in here, and all these neighbors, so boring, you know, and you know, I don't hang around old people, because that's not who I want to be. You know, I want young, excitement, you know, I'm not ready to die. And of course, all my neighbors think I flipped out already, you know, after I was, thank God, I got a phone call, that's all I can say. And other companies were calling me, believe me. Oh, we'd like to have you join, we'll give you this deal. I'm going, no, I'm not interested, you know. I said the only reason I'd ever come out and join a new company would be for 3 reasons. It would be a new company. So I know that's where the opportunity is. But most importantly, you must have a visionary leader, someone like Daniel. And to have Kim Wee, icon in the industry, join and be the master distributor, is that amazing? But it has to be well funded. So of course, I checked out there. Oh yes, maybe not an MBA in paper, but an MBA massive bank account. Yes, I'm going to get this business going. Okay, good. But he had tenacity, courage, strength, like, let's go, let's do it. Didn't you feel it today? Did you feel the passion? You gotta have passion in this business. You gotta jump up every day. So when I was introduced, and then the person said, this other person who's not here now, but it didn't make a difference to me. Hello, I'm here. And thank God, George Ruiz came. I said, well, who's your upline? George Ruiz. Bring George to meet me. You fly to me, and we'll have a nice weekend. And I respected George, and George even left his family reunion to drive to my house and showed the numbers. And I said, this is a great company. Knew Daniel was great, knew George was for real, and so forever grateful to be part of this new dynasty to be. Because you know what? This is so exciting. You know, really, I got excited. Now, you might say, oh, you were successful over there. You could bring all your people over. No, I had a 15-year non-compete. I built thousands of women. The 16 national sales directors still over there. I wish they would get it. You know, I could bring them over, but they're stuck there. But now my non-compete is over, so game on. Part of this company. to tell you, it's not only that, is that you were a moment in history because you have this great platform. But the most important thing is timing, timing, timing. And I really feel that like we're at the beginning of the 18th century, the dawn of the 18th century when the Industrial Revolution emerged and everything changed in the world. You are now in AI technology time. The world is changing in lightning speed. What does that mean for you? Opportunity. Why? Because a third of the world's jobs will disappear. And it's not going to be in 10 years. It's now, it's next year, it's in the next 2, 3, 4 years that you have to work like your life depended on it. You have to leave this and say, I'm going and finding leaders, people that want to follow and build a movement, help change the world. There are opportunities in your life, and it is here for you now. If you don't go home and step into your role to change the world, you will be so disappointed later on in life. You can't go back and say, well, I just, I had this happen and this and this and that. Yeah, we've all had that. We all have problems. It's just the way you deal with it. I am 82 years old, and what do? I couldn't say, well, I'm too old. My neighbors are already saying to me, why aren't you building a business? Shouldn't you be playing cards and playing golf? I said, no, I don't want to be like you. Old, I have more to do in the world. I have to change the world. I want to be part of this amazing company. And I'm going to change more lives in this company than any other. And really believe, because of the compensation, that I can make more money here than I ever did in the other platform, because it was a difficult platform on the other one. We did it, it was great. I would never disparage, because it was a great company, but we have a better compensation here, thanks to this. But the point is, with a third of the world's jobs disappearing, that means millions of people are going to look for hope and opportunity. And our industry cannot be replaced by AI. We have the heart, we have the human touch. Robots can't empathize, they can't, coach them, they can't encourage the people. No one can replace our industry. And so that's why I'm so excited to be here and be part of this movement. And I have the best team, as every leader thinks. But we're just beginning, and we are all in, Daniel, with you. And we love you. And Charity, thank you. And thank you for joining us, Tyson. I think you're amazing. Tells you the quality of the people that are coming. But who's in the game? Let's go. Let's make it happen. It doesn't matter your age. And I'm going to outrun all of you. I get up at 6 o'clock every morning, and I'm on that Zoom with my makeup on. Of course, I wouldn't get on without makeup. Maybe I have to make it every day. I'm dressed for success, cheering my team, coaching my team every single day. I'm out in the field January 3rd. I was already on a road trip for 10 days. I just don't talk about it. I go into action. And that as a leader, you need to do that. And so, who's going to be showing up? Who's going to be leading by example? Come on. Get up and get going. All right? And I want to see, I don't think we should take 3 or 4 years to do $1 billion. I think we need to do it in the next 2 years. I think, should we do it? Love you. Thank you.
Give Daniel a big hand, too. Stand up, Daniel. I don't know if anybody caught this line, but Christine told her daughter. Her daughter said he might be a predator. Christine said, I hope he is. My wife turned over. She was laughing so hard. I love the marriage you guys have. I love who you are. 82 years young. Not old. 82 years young. You're doing an amazing job. Give Christine a big hand. By the way, Mary Kay Ash did an amazing job. And one of her quotes is, it's not the people you attract, it's the people you keep in your company. They built a massive company. Shame on them for making Christine retire at 65. Her loss is our gift. Thank you, Christine. Up next, from Scottsdale, Arizona, and Des Moines, Iowa. She goes back and forth. Who knows who Holly DeMott is? Holly's going to talk to you guys about the how. Everybody talks about the why, which is so important. Holly's going to talk to you about the how. She's a new 5-star. She's doing an amazing job. Please give a big hand to Holly DeMott.
Okay, let's get into it. Okay, Christine has me rolling laughing. Oh my gosh, Christine, thank you. Did she make it fun or what? Okay, so we're gonna get into really starting with the how. And the how is going back to the very beginning the starting phases. So the sorting process. So much of coming into this, whether you've been in this a while or you are just getting started, I've been where you're at. Where you're going through names, you're going through people, you may not hear back from people, and you get ghosted, and that happens. And so I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how making the reach out process even easier. And there's going to be a really fun piece we're going to talk about with it. So you're sorting, and the beginning of the sorting process really starts with being clear with who you want to attract. Being very clear. If you have a confused mind and you're just looking for everybody and anyone, you're going to get a bit of a messy group. I'll just say that. You're going to be attracting in people's energy that may not even align with you, and it's a little bit of a waste of time. So getting clear with what you want is where it starts. So being clear, for myself, and in the beginning, I was so hooked on certain people. How many of you have been there? Where you're like, if only my sister would get it. If only my neighbor that has experience in network marketing would say yes to me. We get so attached to certain people, and that attachment is actually holding you back. Attachment is holding you back. You have to detach, the law of detachment. Not being attached to the outcome. When you go in with ease and flow of conversations and not being attached to the outcome, you're going to see so many more things happen. Okay, so not being attached is one, and expectation. If I were to have an expectation of Gary, that would not be fair, because he hasn't even agreed to me having an expectation of him. That's not right. So whenever we have an expectations of people, it sets us up for disappointment. You guys, how many of you have felt that? Your heart sink to your stomach when you've gotten a no because you expected them to come right in with you and say yes. So no expectations here. Expectations of yourself, yes. And so that's really the start of it, being clear. So when I'm clear, which I am, I want people that are no excuses. I want people that are consistent. I want people who show up. I want people who bring good energy. They're good vibes, no drama. I want people who are go-getters. I want people with a circle of influence. And you gotta get really clear on that. Because what you think about, you bring about. You've heard all that. You're attracting it in every single day. So get really clear on who you want. This is something you should wake up in the morning and think about. Think about it in the morning, before you go to bed at night, visualize it. What do you want your team to look like? What do you want your team gatherings to look like? Act as if you already have it. Samson talked about that a little bit. Picture it for yourself. Do yourself that gift. And instead of doing the hem-ha going, why isn't it working for me? Why am I attracting people that aren't doing anything? Instead of that yucky energy, flip it. Flip the energy. You have the power to flip the energy. Start focusing on what you want. So I am very grateful for being in situations of what I don't want. Why? Because it shows me what I do want. So I say that. I'm so grateful I went through that. Instead of complaining about it, I'm so grateful I went through it because it brings me closer to what I do want. Okay, flip it, change the energy around with it. Okay, so this is a tool that's going to help you all with talking with people. I love this. So you've heard of different personality, color code, all these different ones. Well, this one has to do with sea animals. Samson taught me, and I love it, and our team often talks about it, which is why I chose to put it in here, because this has helped us so much. So let's go through. We're gonna go through like in a speed dating fashion here. And you can kind of see what resonates with you, and then there's tools at the end of this. So with the sea animals, those that are sharks, these are people that are ambition driven. They're natural leaders. They're money motivated, type A personality, overachievers. They love new challenges. They have a strong belief in their abilities. They come in and they're like, I know I can do this. They're sharks. Okay, so how do you work with sharks? You work with them, you get to the bottom line quickly. I will tell you this, when you're working with a shark, you do not send them a book as a text message. A shark, those of you who are sharks know, I have a lot of shark in me. I will like not even read it. I'm like, I go cross-eyed. So whoever sends me messages, keep it to the point, because I'm busy, I'm on the go. I want to the point. So when you're working with prospects that are sharks, that's what you want to do. So you're going to be able to read your audience a lot better. How much money can they make? They're money motivated. How can I do it quickly and show them the potential? There's a shark. Then we have dolphins. Dolphins love to have fun. You know, I have a lot of dolphin in me. And dolphins are social butterflies. You know, they want to be social. They push aside responsibility to have fun. They are charismatic, funny, life of the party. If it's not fun, they're not going. You know? And some of you here are dolphins because you're like, Vegas, I'm in. You didn't even know what you're coming to, right? Yeah. And so they light up the room. So what you want to do with dolphins, you want to show them how much fun this is. You know, you want to highlight conventions and meetings. They want to be a part of it. They don't want to miss out. Relationship building, events. People will love this and come back to you and rave about the difference this has made. So camaraderie and team building, fun, fun, fun. So with a dolphin, if you're going to work with dolphins, if you sit down with them and give them a list of to-dos, they're going to check out. Because the dolphins are laughing. And so they're going to check out because it's like, where's the fun? If it feels like work, they're not going to do it. Right? Okay, so, and then when you're approaching a dolphin, there's a whole way we're going to talk about that. Then we have sea urchins. So sea urchins, very analytical. They're detail-oriented. They're facts and information only. So when I come across a sea urchin, I notice they're not really, you're a sea urchin? Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, you like the data. You like the data. Okay, so I notice like when I'm working with sea urchins, like, it's sea urchins. No, they want more facts. They want the studies. And they're perfectionists. They don't like to take risks. They want to know 100% of the information. So when you're talking with a sea urchin to get them started, they're going to take a little more time. So be patient. Identify they're a sea urchin. What additional information can I get you to help you to get started? That's a great question, a great closing question. What additional information can I give you to get started? And they'll let you know. So with them, give them the details. They need studies. They need ingredients. They need the background of leadership. They require patience. They need to do their research, so be prepared for that. And they want the info. So that's the sea urchins. Next we have the whales. Okay, this is our final one, whales. So the whales love to help people. They're caretakers. They want to heal the world, you know? And they want to please people. They're friendly. They stand up for what they believe in. They love to empower and connect people. When Danny was talking about the philanthropic that we're going to be doing, I'm like, the whales are loving this. Like, think about helping more people and what they're doing, impact. So that's whales. So they need to be shown how this helps people. That's how you have to show them. How this makes a difference in people's lives. So with the whale, are you going to talk money? Most likely not that much, no. It's going to be more about the impact, how the products are helping people. Well, the finances, yes, help families. Then it's the mission of the company, being a part of something bigger than themselves. Okay, so you guys learn now, you know the 4 sea animals. So you take this to another level. When you're talking with someone, the initial conversation, all you have to do is say, tell me about yourself. So if someone starts with, well, I'm the CEO of this company, or I travel a lot, and this money is career driven, most likely they're a shark. because they're talking about their power, what they have. If you ask someone, tell me about yourself, and they start talking about their family, they start talking about volunteering at the school, they're more of a whale. Okay, so you start to, once you play with this, you really start to get the hang of it. Then if you ask someone, tell me about yourself, to a sea urchin, the sea urchin's going to respond, well, which part do you want me to tell you about? They're very detailed. They're very like, well, wait, what, you want to know about my family, my work, what I like to do with my off time? Like, they're very detailed. And then if you ask which one am I missing? Dolphin. A dolphin? Dolphin's going to say, oh, well, I just went to the gym today. And, the dolphin's just going to be like, woo. And I love it. So you get to know then how you can communicate tools with them. And you can know what the next steps are in the process. I love being on Zoom Connect Zooms, which I highly encourage that you all plug in. We're going to talk about edification in a second. When you do Connect Zooms or Connect calls or coffee shop meetings with your upline, notice your upline will ask them, well, what did you like best about what you've seen so far? That right there is going to uncover what sea animal they are. And then you know where to go. Because if I immediately know that I have a shark sitting across from me on a Zoom, I know that I'm going to get to the bottom line, and I know I'm going to start talking about money. I'm going to be talking about bigger picture. I'm going to talk about what this could look like for them. That's different than if I was talking to a whale, different than a dolphin, different than a sea urchin. Does this make sense? Yeah. Okay, and the more practice you do with it, and really you start to feel people, you'll start to get the hang of it, and it's so much fun. In fact, we will often say, well, what do you, after conversations, we'll talk about it. Well, what do you think she is? What do you think he is? And then we know more, and we can get more tools. The tools should match them and what we've talked about. So if I'm talking about products and ingredients, I'm going to send the tools for that. I'm not going to send the comp plan. I'm going to send what I just talked about with them. So match the tools, know what they are, and communicate in their language. It will make the process go so much smoother when you're doing that. And with this one simple step, it can truly change the entire outcome of your connection. It can change it. So how many of you have lists of people and you're kind of bored with them? And I'm just gonna be, you're bored with your list. This is where you need to have fun with it. And you start a whole new list. So edification is the next step once you do the tools. So with this edification here, it's everything. Everybody that has been invited to Vegas, this event was edified by whomever invited you. It was edified by the company with the invite. It was edified by your upline leaders. It was edified. We should be doing edification all of the time for events, for next events coming up, for people we're getting people on the phone with, all the time. So here's how it works. And I know there's people out there where I work with so many different people that think that they can do everything themselves. Oh, but Holly, I have years of experience. I know how to reach out to people. I have years of experience. I can do it all. And my response is, I want your first 10 connect calls with your upline. You will always be learning. So don't come in thinking you know everything. Humble yourself and be able to learn from your leaders. So this edification piece here, you can look at the triangle. A is the expert. So the expert is not you. The expert is anybody but you. You just zip it. You're not the expert, and that's hard for some people, I get it. And so then C is the prospect. So when you edify this expert, then they have respect. They have respect then for the expert. And that's what you want. So whether you're setting up someone coming to Dr. Dan's events, he has events next week and the week after. We're going to be, we already have, edified Dr. Dan. So people that they don't know Dr. Dan. We know Dr. Dan, we know the value he brings. Nobody else knows it unless we edify him. This happens with Connect Zooms. So if Gary's one of his people are bringing him a call, they're going to edify Gary. They're going to talk about Gary's success prior to 3, why he chose 3, and why they look up to 3 and they're getting on the call with him. So that brings respect. That's so important. So then the prospect over here, they trust you. The whole reason they're looking at coming to an event or getting on a call is because of you. So they trust you. You edify the expert, and then that brings respect. So when you have trust plus respect, you have a higher chance to close. This is a really big deal. Always be edifying. Always, 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 always. Okay, so you create value for the prospect with their participation in the event. Like having said earlier, it's not about the cost, it's about the value. And that's what edification does. Okay, awesome. So with your list of people, when you're reaching out to people, and you're really having fun with it, you're having fun, you're making it very personal. What you track, you attract. What you track, you attract. Like right now, I know we're tracking registrations for events we have next week. And I'm looking at the registrations every day, talking about how many people we have coming. What you track, you attract. So when you're looking at your list of people, instead of being hung up on that one person, if they would only do it, right? You're having a list, and a list, and a list, and a list. You want a pipeline of 30 people. So a pipeline is when you have 30 people that have said, yes, they are open. That's all simple. They're open to more information. When you have 30 people, you're working through those 30 people, and let's say the top 5, 6, 7, 8 are busy, they haven't responded to you yet, you keep going to number 9, number 10. Hey, here's something else. This just came up. I was at an event, I learned this. You send them a tool from the app, and you keep working your list. So when you have 30 people, you are so busy. I'm telling you, you're busy. You lose track of the person that you were talking about last week. You're like, wait a minute, I need to go back. So really push yourselves to have a pipeline of 30 people. It takes 6 to 10 follow-ups on average for someone to say yes. It's 6 to 10. And I've worked through this. I mean, I love reaching out. I actually get a little jealous when I'm with helping other people reach out because I love it. I find there's fun with words. You can play with words. I shared this on the Empowerment Tuesday, and I'll share it with all of you here in case you haven't listened to that training. When you're reaching out to someone initially and you haven't talked to them for a while, it can be a little awkward, right? A phone call, do a phone call. I love to say, if I was talking to my neighbor, Kathy, in Chicago, haven't talked to her for a couple years, I'd be like, hey Kathy, how are you? And remind me, there's a reason for my call. But first, how are you? Because I truly want to know how she is. And then she usually circles back around and she's like, what was the reason for your call? And it's perfect. Then I go into my story and then I see if she's open. And then the other things I love to do is say, this may or may not be a fit for you. And, so I never use the word but. But is like big X on the word B-U-T. It cancels out what you just said. So I love and. What do I say? May or may not be a fit, and I know it is worth your time to find out. I know. So K-N-O-W is a powerful word instead of using I think. I think, I believe. Think and believe are weak words. That doesn't show confidence that you really believe they should. You know, K-N-O-W. Okay, so those are some really great tips with reaching out to people, the how of it. My biggest takeaway for you guys is to have fun. Like, just have so much fun with this process. I can't wait to hear about the sea animals. I want to hear you guys have fun with it. I want to hear what you are. And know that you're going to be talking to all types. Not one sea animal is dominant over the other. So just know that. We need all the sea animals. Because I'll talk to people and they'll be like, I want all sharks. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yes, we need everybody. So you guys have fun with it. I love training you guys on this, and I absolutely want you to get as much out of this conference as possible. And that's all I got.